How is everybody? I'm in the process of starting a YouTube channel. You all can go and subscribe online. It's under the Southern Pumpkin Grower. I decided to name the name because basically we're in the South and things are a little bit different. I watch YouTube videos all the time, and I used to live in Iowa, and I can do certain things up there that I could not do when I lived in Kentucky. I grew up in Kentucky. I lived in Iowa for a few years, but started growing pumpkins there. And I do things a little bit different now. Actually, I tried some of the things that grew up north, and some of them works. Well, most of them actually work, but there are a few differences, I think, in the South that you just got to take into consideration. If you're trying to grow pumpkin in the South, the southern states, I mean, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and of course, Alabama, Georgia, and even further south than that, things don't work as well. Okay, so I kind of started my own YouTube channel here, the Southern Pumpkin Grower, and I'm just going to kind of go through some stuff over the next year and things that I do and things that I'm going to do different, and kind of starting today actually. So actually I've got the patch cleaned up. If you all don't know me, my name is Josh Munnin, and I grew 3 pumpkins this year, and I got my jacket. So the jacket, like I say, so you have 3 pumpkins that total 4,000 pounds is the minimum required to get the jacket to the GPC. So, and beginning of the year I had no inclination I was going to try and do that. Just put 3 pumpkins in the ground. Usually I lose 1, 2, and maybe end up with 1, possibly 2. Last few years I've lost everything, so wasn't really planning on that happening. But as the season progressed, I got 1 to the scale, got another 1 to the scale, and then I was like, well, I'll bring it to the 3rd one to the scale. I might have it happen, and I did. I needed 4,000 pounds. I think I got 4,009 was my total, so I just made it. But I'm doing some preparations and things a little bit differently, and starting right here. So here's the patch. Got it all cleaned up, as you can see. Got everything off. I got stuff around the edges I'm still picking up a little bit here, but it's in the process. I already disced it for one time, and I just had a crap load of sand delivered. Now, this is a heck of a pile of sand. I think that's 20 tons worth, 40,000 pounds of sand. You're like, well, that's a lot of sand, but yes, it is. But my goal is, and something I've learned in the South, is we have disease issues that they just simply don't have up north. Okay, my biggest problem up north I thought was bugs, and once I got down here, it wasn't bugs, it was disease, and I'm taking steps to counteract that. And one of the things to counteract that is you got to stop the moisture, big time. So what I'm doing, basically making a mound to grow on. If you can tell, my garden's a little bit higher than the ground around it. And I've done that by adding stuff over time. And I'm going to add this 40,000 pounds of sand to it and take basically a 18-inch bottom plow, 2 bottom plow, 18-inch. And I'm going to incorporate in the first 18 inches of soil. And I want the middle of this garden to be a foot higher, at least both sides. And I've also trenched both sides of the garden, and the lower spot out here I've got basically water can run out, and this year I've been very, very successful with that. So been a great year, but I'm going to get this incorporated right here. I'll show some before and after here in a little what it looks like, and then I'll get it all worked up. And like I said, it's September the 21st today, so I got plenty of time. I'm gonna put about 100 pounds of rye down on about this 2,800 square feet, and it should do pretty well. Hopefully get 6-8 inches high before the first frost. But winter rye will grow all winter and stay green pretty much the entire winter, and next spring it'll really bolt up and will incorporate to that soil as well. So just soil builder. I added 16 yards of compost this spring. I think that helped out a lot. Like I said, brought the ground up, and I will simply, I might do it again. Not 16, but probably, well, maybe 16. Seriously, I might do it. Just trying to get this soil built up, all right, and make it drain really, really, really well. So that's the plan, and I'll show you some. My first time I'm gonna try some video editing, so I'll put some pictures of pumpkins in here I got this year, before and after pictures, and we'll see how it goes, maybe. So see you guys in a minute. All right, we got it spread. Pile was right there. It is no more. Pretty good even spread. Say it's about 3 to 4 inches thick across the entire garden. Some spots a little thicker, some a little less. I'll work on getting this more smooth out next spring. Instead of plowing this time, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the tiller. I'm gonna get it tilled in, and next spring I'll do some more work. But I just wanna go ahead and get it tilled in right now, incorporate it somewhat, and get the rye down on it. So that's the plan. All right, back in a minute. All right, it's all incorporated in. And yeah, there's a lot of sand for sure. But listen, I didn't plow it, so I'm gonna get really down there deep in the springtime and turn it all again. But man, it works up, and I like, you know, I know it's like a lot of sand, but man, I love it. It is absolutely, look at that, just crumble. Yeah, it's a lot of sand, but I love it. It's going to drain so well. So there you go. All you do is put the rod down now, and the winter, a little more picking up to do. I got most of it cleaned up, all the trash anyways, most things folded, and we're fixing to tuck it in for the winter and start making some plans. And yeah, so there it is. And you gotta keep them growing, okay? Have a good one. Southern Pumpkin Grower out.